and welcome back to my channel. This is Nicole, and in today's video I will be baking chicken using 3 different recipes. The first recipe will be a healthier brown sugar barbecue chicken, the second will be a lemon garlic chicken, and the third will be a honey sesame chicken. Alright, let's make this healthier brown sugar barbecue sauce recipe. Full disclosure, my barbecue sauce actually does contain some brown sugar, so you want to use a reduced sugar barbecue sauce, but I didn't realize this until I had already gone grocery shopping, so mine is just going to be a little bit less barbecue sauce just because of that. I'm going to be using a third of a cup of the barbecue sauce, but the recipe did call for a tad bit more. I'm adding everything into a bowl first, and then I'll add it to my chicken later just because we're not going to be adding it all at once. The recipe calls for 1.5 teaspoons of brown sugar, but because my barbecue sauce already contains sugar in it, I'm going to just add in 1 teaspoon of brown sugar. The recipe did call for 1.5 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar, which I don't have, so I'm just going to add in 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. Add 1/2 teaspoon to 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, depending on how much garlic you like. Add 1/2 teaspoon to 1 teaspoon of onion powder, depending on how much you like. I'm doing a whole teaspoon. 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and this is not part of the recipe, but I am adding in 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now this is optional. You can always add in some smoked paprika, chili powder, or some mustard powder just to kind of make that barbecue sauce pop just a little bit. I'm going to add in some smoked paprika because I really love me some smoked paprika, so I'm adding in 1/2 teaspoon. I'm aiming for a sweet and smoky, delicious chicken. To make this healthier, you could use a reduced sugar barbecue sauce, add in less brown sugar, or add in less salt or none at all. I'm just going to mix this up a bit and then set it aside, and we will work on our next sauce. Now let's make our next recipe, lemon garlic chicken. I'm starting off by adding 2 tablespoons of olive oil to my bowl. Add 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice, or you could do what I'm doing and use the squeeze bottles. For me, it's just easier, and also I do have a ton of lemons in my fridge, but they're probably bad by now. Oops, overspill. Oh well. Fresh is always better if you do have it, just because it is one nice way to kind of prevent any added sugar or any preservatives that they put in whatever is bottled. For some additional flavor, you can also add in 1 teaspoon of lemon zest, but I do not have that, so I will not be doing that to mine. Add 3 cloves fresh garlic minced, or you could do what I'm doing and cheat and use pre-minced garlic. I'm using about 1 tablespoon. Actually, this is a heaping tablespoon, so it's more than 1 tablespoon. Might be too much, even for my standards. In addition to my heaping amount of fresh garlic, I'm also going to add in 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Next, I'm adding in 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1/2 teaspoon of thyme, 1/2 teaspoon of paprika, 1/4 teaspoon onion powder, 1/4 teaspoon black pepper, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. If you wanted to, you could also add about 1 teaspoon of dried parsley, but I don't have any. Alright, marinade number 2 is done. I'm just going to mix that up and set it aside so that we can work on sauce number 3. And now let's make our final sauce, our honey sesame sauce. This one makes me a bit nervous because there's a lot of liquid measuring, and I don't like liquid measuring, especially into spoons. So you want to start off by adding in 1 tablespoon of low sodium soy sauce. Honestly, I don't even know if mine is low sodium or not, but I'm using it anyways. Wow, I actually did a really good job there. OMG. Good for me. 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar. Okay. Whew. 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. Okay, that one spilled. 1 tablespoon of honey. The recipe calls for 2 garlic cloves minced. I am going to be using about 1 tablespoon of already minced garlic. Hopefully that's not too much. Add 1 teaspoon of fresh grated ginger. I'm using the squeezy tube kind. 1 teaspoon of sesame seeds. And 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. This sauce is going to be a little more smooth and less glossy and thick compared to your traditional sesame sauce, just because I did not use any thickeners, but if you wanted to, you definitely could. And you know the drill, the sauce is done, so let's stir it and set it aside while we work on our chicken. Alright, now let's work on our chicken. I'm going to preheat my oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to be using 1 chicken breast for each of my sauces, but the recipe did call for 1 to 2 per each. I'm actually going to work backwards and I'm going to focus on the sesame chicken recipe first. I lied, I actually ended up adding a little bit more so that both sides could have some garlic. Nicole from the future, the recipe called for half a teaspoon of garlic powder, but I ended up adding about half a teaspoon to each side. And now I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. This one I'm not going to add too much because I don't want it to be spicy. Okay, so I may have over seasoned all of my chicken, but I guess it's okay, I'll find out later. Nicole from the future again. I seasoned all of the chicken breast with garlic powder and black pepper. So each one of these is going to cook slightly differently. The sesame chicken, we're not going to add the sauce until the last 5 minutes of cooking, so we avoid any burning. The sugar barbecue sauce, will be adding half of the sauce initially, and then the lemon garlic chicken, we will be adding all of the sauce from the very beginning. For my blindies out there, and I guess sighted people as well, if it's easier, use your hands. Just please, please don't be gross, and please wash your hands before doing it. Even though it is gonna cook, and it will kill the germs, but still, ugh, I don't want to think about gross people feeding me food. I've washed my hands probably 30 times already. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're ready to put these in the oven. So I'm baking all of these at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes, and then I'm going to remove the ones that need to be removed, add sauce to them, and then throw them back in and then temp them just to make sure that my chicken is cooked all the way through. Oh, that's so hot! Ugh. Okay, so I actually ended up decreasing my heat to 375 degrees Fahrenheit and cooking for a few more minutes. So now I have to temp it, but I can't just pull it out of the little thing and do it. For me, it's more challenging and I'm not really quite at that cooking level yet. So I have to take my pans out completely to temp each piece and then add the remaining sauce. Well, I must say that was quite terrifying, but here we have my chickens. I need to add some more sauce to them, which I'm a bit scared to do because now they're going to be really hot, so I don't know how I'm going to touch them, but I will figure it out. Before I add the sauce, I don't want these to cool too much. I want to temp them, so I'm going to do that by kind of gauging based on where I remember placing them in my baking dish. I am quite terrified to do this, but I am going to attempt to add my honey sesame marinade to my chicken. Alright, well, I don't know how evenly— oh my god, this fly! I don't know how evenly I got the sauce on here, but I'm sticking all of these back in the oven for probably another 10 more minutes, and I will put it on 400 degrees this time. Okay, let's attempt this again. There is a fly, and I'm terrified of buzzing insects, so I'm trying to not have a heart attack here. Here's my barbecue chicken one. I want to temp that one first. Hello? 181.4 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. 181.4 cool. Let's test my lemon garlic chicken. 156.9 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, that's not good. 158.2 degrees Fahrenheit. No good, no good. Okay, and now I have to rinse this off because I just went from a good to a bad, and I'm a germaphobe. I don't want salmonella. Alright, and let's check the third one, my sesame chicken. 160.7 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so 160.7 degrees Fahrenheit. Two of them are not good, which is annoying because now I have to figure out what I'm gonna do. I might just throw them all back in there just to make it easier, but then my barbecue chicken might be overcooked, so that's gonna suck. Okay, let's try this for the third time. Please be cooked, chicken! You're taking way longer than the recipe said. Y'all, I just did one of the bravest things I've ever done. I am so scared of buzzing insects, but this fly, or whatever it was on my window, and I was brave enough to touch the door handle, open the sliding door, and let it out. At least, I hope it went out. It was terrifying. Okay, let's try this temping thing again. I'm pretty sure this one was already cooked. I believe it was 181. Let's see if it's extra cooked now. 187.9 degrees okay. Fahrenheit. Well, it went up a bit, but not too much. Is this one cooked? 185. Yeah, baby! 5 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, how about this one? Ow! Okay, that was my finger. 183. Yay! Okay, my chicken is done. I'm just gonna keep poking in different areas off camera to make sure it's cooked everywhere. Okay, so now I'm just going to leave these for about 5 to 10 minutes before I do anything with them. Alright, and now the moment of truth. Let's try the product. I'm gonna start off with the sesame chicken. Okay. I did overcook it. Ooh. Okay, flavor-wise it's good, but it's just spicy. Okay. Mmm. Oh, that's really dry. I definitely overcooked it. I'm gonna have to add some more sauce to that. Next, I'm gonna try my lemon chicken, or lemon garlic chicken, I should say. Ooh. I was nervous for that one because I don't really like lemon with chicken very much, but that's good. It's not too heavy on the lemon, and that one's more tender. Okay, and finally, let's try our brown sugar barbecue sauce chicken. Okay. I think that one's my favorite. I'm gonna add a little bit more sauce to that when I eat it, but I think that one's my favorite. Of course it is, it has sugar. Oh, so good. So I don't usually say this, at least not in my most recent videos, but if you like my content, please give me a subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and feel free to share with your family and friends. And yeah, just show your support. I appreciate it. Thank you.